It's no joke when you choke, so get LifeVac and live. Without breath, there'll be death. So get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live.
LifeVac and live.
Boom.
Get LifeVac and live. Boom. Welcome to the Man and Tonight Woman in the Arena.
Yeah.
The show where
got a
we
hell of a
celebrate people who dare greatly, who step into the arena of life with, they love this word, grit, courage, and purpose. Today's guest is someone who redefines what it means to take on the impossible. Jen Drummond is a mother of 7. Oh, let's stop right there.
Yeah, right.
Stop right there. A driven entrepreneur, a mountaineer who has scaled some of the daunting peaks in the world. But her story is more than just about climbing mountains. It's about resilience, reinvention, and refusing to let life's toughest challenges keep her down. After surviving a near-fatal car accident, Jen made a promise to herself and her family she would live fully, chase bold dreams, and show her children and the world what it looks like to rise above after being knocked down. You know about that.
Yeah.
That promise led her all the way to the top of Mount Everest. In this episode, we dive into Jen's incredible journey, the lessons she learned on the mountain and in motherhood, and what it takes to push past fear, and how each of us can find the courage to face the mountains in our own lives. She's also the author of a great book called Break Proof: 7 Strategies to Build Resilience and Achieve Your Life's Goal. Amazing woman.
Amazing. And this is the foundation, these things ferment in my head. So I was at a networking thing and I met her and I asked her what it was like to stand on top of Everest. And she glowed and explained the awe. And for this episode, what stuck in my head was that word awe. What is awe? Right? Now, it's not easy to climb Everest. It's not easy to take a device and save lives. And the work that can go into awe. Then there was, the birth of Jackie, and I still remember coming out and seeing her for the first time. That was awe, right? So I guess what I want to, and the theme here of her build resilience and achieve your life goal, 7 strategies. The book is kind of that. It's kind of lessons that taught us how to build our strategies, right? Our foundation.
You're comparing it to your book.
Yeah.
Sorry, Can't is a Lie, which of course we should always mention, lifevac.net. Go get yourself a copy. And while you're there, prepare and be prepared for a choking emergency. Get your own LifeVac, the original, lifevac.net. Use code MITA and protect
plug.
those you
Or
love.
a plug our own shows.
We got to plug once in a while.
Our own show.
Yeah, once in a while we plug.
But the point is that awe takes effort a lot of times, right? You're birthing a child.
Wasn't easy to get there, and that's what builds into the moment.
And I think, and with her, when I was looking at her and she was describing that moment, and in my head, I was backtracking how difficult it is to get to the top of Everest, right? Which she'll elaborate on. And I think we delve into some of the other effort that goes into these achievements. I have to watch a lot of this news TV. It drives me crazy because our commercial runs and I try and monitor it and make sure it's good, make sure we're doing okay.
And it's pretty much all crap.
It's unbelievable crap. And it really is like almost painful. And we have all these people giving opinions on things that they didn't do and scrutinizing other people. And in the arena is about people that actually have a life that was built out of tragedy, out of effort, that can help people, right? And I thought in the back of our heads, and both Jens too, awe, right? Do you have one? Comes top of your head. Awe, a moment of awe.
When you described seeing your daughter Jackie for the first time, I immediately thought of my first daughter Ryan, who was premature, and it was I couldn't speak.
Yeah,
I really couldn't speak. Yeah.
I just got my hair stood up because Jackie was C-section. She popped out, and I swear she was looking at me and smiling, and I was in awe. But I don't think I think awe is its own category. I don't think it has degrees. It hits you. It's kind of like love, it hits you. And when we rode into Yosemite this past bike trip, right?
Yeah,
you got that feeling. Now, having a baby ain't easy. Getting there, the 7 hours in the van singing. So I think, Jen, I know that we didn't prep you on this, so
She's coming in
I
hot.
think we bring her in, and I certainly want to explore a lot of her character, because she certainly is a person of incredible character and courage, which I think also is necessary to achieve awe. Hi, how are you?
Hi, friends. How are you?
Good. Did you remember the moment when I asked you and you kind of explained that?
I do remember that moment. And it's a moment I live often because there's moments of non-awe in our lives. And we
Yeah.
have to touch those moments of awe to remind ourselves that this is part of the journey.
Now, do you like how difficult was, you've climbed 7 summits, but Everest is like, everyone knows, right? How difficult was that?
Compared to the other mountains that I had to climb, Everest is one of the easier mountains, which I know is hard for people to
Yeah.
hear, but
People
That's
hear
pretty
about
funny,
Everest.
though.
Right?
Yeah.
That's an easy one. Oh, okay.
And the reason why it's easy is because it's been so commercialized. So there's so many teams and so many resources, and it's been done so many ways that they've reiterated and reiterated and reiterated to this smooth running machine that they have. You have teams running oxygen, you have teams running rope, you have teams running tents, you have teams running ladders. You have so much that's all calculated and figured out that for me as a climber, I just need to show up.
Now, backing up to the Awe Foundation, give me a non-Everest Awe. Top of your head.
Yeah. You know, I could tell like my first mountain was Ama de Blanc, which is located in Nepal on the way to Everest. It's probably one of the most photogenic mountains in the world. And that being your first, right? There's something magical about your first experience of seeing everything. And I just remember getting to the top of that mountain and thinking, wow, humans are capable of so much more than we think, because on the way up that mountain, there was at least 1,000 times I wanted to turn around and quit.
Right.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't. And so you sit up there and you just
Why
bathe in the
didn't you?
fact that we continue.
What would click in your head with them? Because I know I had many in LifeVac journey, but there wasn't
No
an
quit.
option, as the famous Apollo line goes. What pushed you forward? Like when you said, I don't know if I can do this. What am I doing? What made you keep going?
I would always make myself take one more step. And if I could take one more step, then I knew whatever wanted me to quit was BS. And, and so I was like, oh, well,
Yeah.
Right.
and when you climb enough, you realize your body is designed to keep you like safe and extra energy reserves and all the little details. So for me, it was like, oh, my body thinks I'm done. I still have 60% left. So we're good. We're going to keep going. And then you make it about something bigger than yourself. For me, it was very much, I need to climb to the top of this mountain to show moms that we are allowed to chase our goals and be mothers and have all the other roles that we have and enjoy it. And so if I don't get up there and show them that, who is?
Mm.
Well, I'm betting on you right now. What the effort to awe, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
That there
Because
is a connection.
to me, awe is this moment where you feel the breath of society, like all the emotions that are available to us, you feel it in one moment. And to bring it back to you, when your daughter was born, you're just in awe, like this human that I created is here and healthy and fingers and toes and like all these body, like all the things.
And
You're
life in 9 months didn't prepare you for it, right? That's what
It doesn't.
amazed me. It was like we've been thinking about this for 9 months at least, and now this words doesn't do it justice. The feelings are just overwhelming.
Yeah, they leak out your eyes.
Yeah. Do you
Leak
mind?
out your
Do you
eyes.
mind going back to what inspired you to take these incredible feats on?
Well, you did a 180 in life to some extent, and I think that sounds, my interpretation, that the accident kind of woke you up and said, "What am I doing? What I need to live a life of
Significance.
yeah."
Yeah.
Thank you, because I was struggling, and that wasn't, I was going to venture, but that's not what you did.
No, because my life before the car accident was success. Like I had the houses, I had the cars, I had the children, I had the numbers and the
Also
zeros in the bank
familiar.
account. And all of a sudden I realized like, what does that even matter? Like who even defines what success is? And to me, it was all about no, life's about significance. It's about leaving legacy and impacting others and making their lives better because you existed. And that really made me get out of this accumulation game into the impact game.
Mm.
And how'd you pick climbing a mountain?
I mean, it was, I mean, I look at it and I think it was pretty random, but I think the universe does random for us at times. And I was looking at things I was interested in doing before I died because all of a sudden death was real. And I'm like, I need to climb a mountain. I live in the mountains. I live in Park City. I've never climbed a mountain. And so I'm one of those people that goes big or go home. And I asked friends, I'm like, if you could climb one mountain in the world, what would you climb? And they recommended a mountain named Ama de Blanc. That got elevated to Everest. And then my coach elevated it to setting a world record.
Yeah. Now, when you were on top of the first one, and I noticed, and I noticed you had the picture of your family on Everest. I didn't see on top of
Every one of them. Every
Oh,
mountain, I took a picture of my kids up to the top.
when you were on the first one,
Yep.
right, where you kind of had set something almost impossible in your sights to accomplish. You had thought about not, giving up.
Yeah.
What was it like to stand there with them? Kind of the accumulation of life's awe. Your 7 kids
Yeah.
and that mountain. Like when you looked at their picture and looked at what you did you get a kind of a accumulation feeling?
Definitely. Because when it got hard, sometimes I would dedicate 15 minutes to a child and I would just send prayers and memories and good stories to them, even though they were 7,500 miles away. And then I would go to the next child to just get out of my own way and just continue to climb and think about other people. And so when I got to the top, I'm like, how amazing is it that I have these 7 humans that get to call me mom? And if I'm capable of doing this, they're superhumans. I can't even wait to see what they're capable of doing. And it just restored this faith in humanity that we are so connected and so capable. And I'm so inspired to see how they take their life and what they decide to do with it.
Do you think, I know for me, I felt that I was a good parent, I believe, and I was a good coach. I think, I was similar. I had the zeros and I was retiring at 47, but this was a different mission,
Mhm.
Do you think it's made you a better parent?
Oh, 1,000%.
Right. I think
There's like zero question. And the fun thing about climbing mountains later on in life and being a beginner later on in life is that my kids are beginners right now. And so when they're struggling with their math homework, I'm like, yeah, I'm struggling with this climbing wall, or I'm struggling to eat healthy, and so are you. So we were doing life in parallel, which allowed us to relate at a level that sometimes is harder to communicate because they don't get to see what you're doing.
I think that's a really good point. I didn't even think about the fact that I had no idea what I was doing. So that was an example in itself.
Well, we have people that tell us what we're doing, sometimes for good or for bad,
Yeah.
right? Chiming in and
But
giving their opinion.
Well, they're usually, you can't do that. You're going to get sued. You're going to go to jail. You're going to fail. You don't know what you're doing. You rip off. You're taking advantage. I get that.
Jen, what did you do with those negative voices?
Oh,
Were there any?
Oh my, were there any? Oh, it was unbelievable because like my most prized position is being a mom. And so when you tell somebody that you're a mom and you love your kids and you're going to go climb Everest, they're like, BS. Good moms don't climb Everest.
Right.
And so for me, it was so important to show that actually great moms climb Everest
But once
and
again,
just rewrite that narrative. So anything that was negative was just fuel for me.
but that goes through to the difficulty of achieving awe, the difficulty of learning more that makes you more valuable in the face of not only the challenge either of inventing a life-saving device in your garage or climbing Everest. The people don't know that those things make you better.
Yeah.
Right. If you look back and say, the key question, did it make you a better mom? Heck yeah. And your analogy, your parallel to them struggling with learning too was awesome. I didn't think of that. Right. But our example is that it makes us better parents,
Mhm.
right? So all that negativity was not only, concern or, it was misguided. You were
Yeah.
better.
We're coming up against the break. If it's okay, Jen Drummond's going to stick around, and we'll talk to her after this message.
That was pretty cool. Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Dad.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now LifeVac is responsible for saving over 4,000 lives from choking.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
The LifeVac saved my life in 1 to 2 seconds.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
Go to lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac. Order now.
Welcome back to the Man in the Arena. My name is Rick Fatscher, along with Arthur Lee, CEO and inventor of LifeVac, and we're joined by super mom, super person, super human being, Jen Drummond, who's talking to us about her incredible feats where she's climbed. What do they call it? The second highest six?
Seven.
Yeah, so they actually call it the 7-second summits, which stands for the second highest peak on each of the 7 continents.
And how does, obviously in size differs from the top 7.
Yeah, so basically they're just a little bit shorter. But for example, K2 is the second highest point in Asia. K2 is 800 feet shorter than Everest, yet way more technically difficult. 25% of the people that climb K2 die in its pursuit, where Everest is only 4%, and a lot more people climb Everest than K2.
You ever have any close calls?
I've probably had 3 close calls on the mountain.
Anyone stick in your head that you really were like, this is it?
Like one of them was the slow burn in a storm. Right. So a lot of them are these quick jerks that scare you and you're like, oh my gosh, thank God the rope was there, or this caught me, or we missed that avalanche because we were running a few minutes late and that was God doing his work. But we were in this storm for 6 days and it was pulling at the tent and trying to rip it. And if the tent ripped, we were going to be dead. And at one point it got really, really bad where my guide was saying, put all your gear on, know where everything is, start writing notes on your phone to your family. So if they find it, you have left them something to tell them what's going on.
Wow.
And let's just buckle down for the next 14 hours. And that's almost worse because you're sitting in it and you are metabolizing it and you don't know. I prefer let me skydive and deal with it and be done versus let it linger for days.
Oh yeah, I've had many of those. Whoa, that was close.
Yes.
They go real quick and then you move on.
I was thinking in terms
did you
of
read?
days.
You read Into Thin Air, right?
I did. Yeah.
And you remember where I believe it was Hall, where he was stuck and he knew and he was communicating with the knowledge that it was eventually he was just going to die.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me in the sense of what would you do if you knew you were going to go, And it's interesting that the guide said, send your notes. Right.
Yeah.
Make sure those you hear the calls from the planes on 9/11 and you compress that entire life into a few minutes or an hour a day. Hall survived for 72 hours because he was just superhuman. But another interesting moment. And there's some more on that, right? If you had that, and now, once again, going back to the whole "you're crazy, you shouldn't do that, you're a bad mom" to "I'm a better mom," and I have so much more appreciation for so many things that make me more useful, right?
No, and you come back from those experiences, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but you come back from those experiences, and everything is amazing. Everything. I remember coming back and looking at a weed growing through the concrete. And I was cheering the weed on. I'm I'm so proud of you for being out here by yourself and fighting the good fight and good luck. And you just why is that rock there? Why is that tree there? Everything is just so beautiful because the alternative is you don't get to experience it as we know it.
I think in the arena is our usefulness as opposed to, I think he should have said that and did this, is the lesson of that. Meaning, you don't have to climb Everest. You don't have to invent a life-saving device. You have to pursue something. You have to pursue good. You have to pursue something that tests you and educates you. And I think the fundamental thing that you brought out, and I'm so glad you came on, that helps us be better and helps us be better parents, right?
Yeah.
You
For
were cheering
people-
for the weed
Yeah.
because you know what it's like to grow through the cement.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
because you said dump some whatever on it and kill it.
So you mentioned moms before, doing it for moms and setting an example. But for people who will never climb Everest, as you did, what's the everyday mountain you think most of your patriots or your contemporaries face?
She has 7 kids, though.
I know 7.
Yeah, I think we all have mountains, right? It's anything that's hard for us. In our house, we use what's your Everest, because then I know what the hardest thing is my kid is dealing with at that moment. And I know how to treat that, because it might not be an Everest to me, but if he uses a word like, this is my Everest right now, I know how to respond and support and help and love through that. So we all have an Everest. It just looks different. I know mine right now is dealing with the construction outside my house and being nice. Right? Because I want to tell them how to do it better, do it at night instead of during. I have a lot of opinions on how this should be done. And I just have to sit there and be like, you know what? I'm grateful there's people that are taking care of this road. And it might look different than I wanted it to, but I'm going to just celebrate what I'm grateful for in this moment. And we all have that challenge. We all have the challenge to find what can we be grateful for in whatever moments we're dealt.
But I think it's important that what you said about the fact that in Everest, I use the term, did you hit an iceberg? Meaning, was there a fatal flaw? Did you hit something that is prevent you from moving forward, And it's an iceberg, meaning you sunk. There was no recovery. But I like your term, and I think it's certainly a benefit if people did that with roses and thorns.
Mhm.
At the table. We used to do roses and thorns every night, right? It was best party of the day, worst party of the day, right? And we still do it. And I think it's a great talking point. Like when Ben Carson, I was talking to him, and they would pick a psalm. They would pick something to talk about at dinner.
Wow.
Right. And I think What's Your Everest is another cool gift that we can give to people, particularly with this stupid thing, right? How do we get out of that? How do we get back to thinking, what's your Everest, right? How does this psalm affect you? How does this lesson? What do you think? And I think that's a great term. I'm going to use that. Well, did you ever
Is that
do
okay?
roses and thorns?
Rose and thorns, not in that. Not in
Did
that
you
sense,
ever do
but-
that?
I don't know if we called it roses and thorns. We had high and low. Give me your high,
Okay.
give me your high, low
Same
is
thing.
what we called it.
That's cool.
Have
Yeah.
the kids do they show, like you say, they're novices certainly in mountain climbing, but do they show interest?
Yeah, I've taken my 3 oldest to Kilimanjaro, and they climbed Kilimanjaro with me and had great success. My younger ones, I'm waiting till they're a little bit older, but I'm definitely going to take them because it's just a rite of passage in our family now. It was their least favorite vacation until a month later it became their favorite vacation. So I'm like, okay, this worked.
What was why Kilimanjaro?
Because Kilimanjaro is the roof of Africa. It's a gorgeous country. The people that climb there with you are very enthusiastic. They love their jobs. They're grateful. It takes 7 days to climb it, and there's not any real hazard. So the only risk that I would have if somebody got hurt is if they got altitude sickness. But because we did the 7-day route, that eliminated that pretty much. So for me, it was giving them a chance to be out there, have the experience without the risk.
How high is Kilimanjaro?
I think it's 19,341 feet, maybe.
And where does the oxygen issue kick in?
It can kick in at 10,000 feet for people or 6,000 feet
that's
for
not
people.
the sickness, but the
air is thinner.
there's the the dead zone where you have to.
Oh, the death zone. I think the death zone kicks in at about 25,000 feet.
Okay.
Yep.
And how high is Everest?
Everest is 2929. So 29029.
Okay. These are good also. So some conversation. We're talking about roses and thorns at our dinner table and what altitude you die at.
Right.
And the person answering these questions is the same person. felt ridiculously cool.
She's
as
very
that.
well versed.
Yeah, but that's
and
pretty
diverse.
awesome.
It is.
But
it is really
I
cool.
think the biggest point was that these challenges bring us to be better parents and better people, right? And you mentioned the word gratitude, which I love because that's such an underlying, not appreciated emotion and thought, right? I remember when I helped Killian, the first boy we saved, little boy, and staring at the parents and the grandparents. And for me, from my accident, the gratitude was they didn't have to go through what I went through, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
it really was,
Hmm.
if I use our today's terminology, I was in awe.
Hmm.
I was in awe of two things. One, perfectly quiet, and I'm holding this little dude,
Mm.
you know? And then looking out at the parents and the grandparents and knowing how destroyed they would have been from my own heart.
Right.
And I guess that's another moment of awe,
Mm.
Yeah.
you know? But it's all based on gratitude. I was grateful that they didn't have to have that.
Yeah. I
Really
think
cool.
gratitude can drive a lot of our behavior and experiences. And with my kids, I'm always like, compared to what? Right? Like they're grumpy about something. I'm like, compared to what? Because there's a lot of other options that would be even worse than the one you're dealing with right now.
Yeah. Well, our parents used to say, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yes.
That was a real quick cutoff to your complaining. And I'll give you something to cry about. No problem.
How long is the training for, say, Kilimanjaro? Do
Um,
you train for it as if someone would train for a marathon?
Yeah, I would say, like, I think if you were coming from the sofa, depending if you had like a past of like any kind of fitness whatsoever, you could probably be ready in like 10 weeks. If you were more active, you could probably be ready in 6.
Well, what do you do? Do you climb or do you do
Yeah, you go on
treadmill?
hikes. Like
You
it's
go
carrying a weighted backpack. So I use my Go Ruck, and I'll walk and do laps around the neighborhood, or I'll do step ups on a stair. Or I'll run up and down staircases when I go to the mall instead of parking at a level that I could use an elevator. And you just pick those little spots to put it in. I think your longest day on Kilimanjaro hiking is probably 7 hours, but it's not like running. I mean, you're going up altitude, so you're feeling it, but it's just being able to move your body consistently for a continuous period of time is how you get up those mountains.
How heavy is that pack that you carry and train with?
Well, it depends on the mountain. So if you're on Everest or Kilimanjaro, you can have lighter packs because they're very supported mountains. So less than 20 pounds. When I'm on Mount Logan and I'm carrying all the things that we need, I'm in a 40-pound backpack with probably a 60-pound sled, and I'm a 115-pound person.
Wow.
I'd rather carry her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no animals involved.
Not like so on Everest, they'll have sometimes yaks involved. Kilimanjaro, they just have
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
And then like on Mount Logan, you just have yourself. There's no animals out there. That's on the you're on the glacier.
If you were to inspire a mom to climb something, what would it be?
Oh, I think the most important thing that everybody climbs is the demons inside them.
I know, but
Mm.
I agree. But our mission in the arena and sharing of my challenges is to inspire them. And if someone looked at it and said, and I guess I'm looking for the weed growing through the crack. What is something that if you said, hey, look, maybe you can't go do this or that. What could you do? Like if you had to pick a mountain to say, look, try it.
Good place to start.
Would
Yeah.
it be Kilimanjaro?
I think Kilimanjaro is a great place to start. In America, it's actually really easy to get to Ecuador too, and Ecuador uses US dollars. So it's a very affordable trip. Kilimanjaro, the flight can be pretty
Maybe we could do
expensive to
that.
get over.
Evil
But-
Eagles climb Kilimanjaro.
No mountain
Ecuador.
bike? I mean, no dirt bikes.
Well, we'd have to ride to get there.
Yeah,
Well, we create motorcycle trips. We're lazy, but that would be
Motorized.
something to do.
Oh, absolutely.
We should
Well,
definitely motorcycle Africa. That'd be amazing. I'm in for that adventure.
I guess we have a new evil Knieveler.
We do.
Do you
Hard
ride the
to
motorcycle?
believe that she'd jump on that. Hard to
Of
believe.
course.
Very
of course.
difficult to believe that.
You identify with the title of Arthur's book, Kant is a Lie.
Yeah, what'd you
Right?
think of that on my book?
Oh my gosh, that book has been inspiration for my last 12 LinkedIn posts.
Oh, are you
So-
serious? That's awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
But you know what? It stems from kind of the what you said about doing it, and then all the great things that happened because you shrugged off what the mom is supposed to be and learn so much and built beautiful children because they see their mother do these things. Getting rid of that word is not a normal kind of thought, right? And I still catch myself, and sometimes it's
Catch
hard.
me more often.
But sometimes it's hard because you want to just say, I can't make it tonight. And you have me and being meticulous now about it. I have to go, I'd like to, but I have some other things to do. But the moment of catching yourself on that word and going back to being a kid and my dad insisting on it, who put a man on the moon, definitely helped me, know. And I think that was curious how someone who obviously has not used that word. Yeah, I'm gonna go climb out. No, you can't do that. Oh yeah.
And Jen, what's next?
Right now I'm in the season of just absorbing all that's happened. It's really easy for me to go. And so for me, I want to show my kids that we're not always in the season of being on, and it's okay to have a winter. So I'm being very cautious about what I pick up because I want to demonstrate that
some balance.
You can have a pause before you pick up the next thing.
I think maybe it's a God wink pause because I think you have enough experience that you need to share. And I mean it, share in what you did today. That I did this and I did that. Okay. What'd you learn from it? What'd you feel from it? As a mother of 7, having done these things, I think you have such value to parents, men and women, right?
I don't think I could father 7.
Hey, it's fun practicing. So just keep that up, okay?
Absolutely. It's fun trying.
But don't you think now, do you feel that direction is important now? That all that effort and everything you learned and needs to be shared to get the person who's maybe not even contemplating Everest, they're contemplating, getting through homework, to have a different outlook by sharing your story?
Oh, I love sharing my story. I love speaking on stages. I love going to masterminds. I'm hosting masterminds. And so for me, it's that obligation, right? You come back from the hero's journey and now you have to share the journey to help others on theirs. And that's definitely the phase that I'm in and enjoying. But I'm sure there's going to be another challenge that gets me excited that I'm going to say yes to.
I think so
You'll know
too,
it
and
when you
I
see
agree. And I struggle with that all the time. And it was funny. Me and Jack go out and have a fire every night before she goes back to school and sit on the island. And I was contemplating riding around and living out of my van or becoming president of the United States. Those are the ones I was weighing. And she's like, only you would have those two as the thoughts that you might do when you grow up.
It's about possibility.
It is, but it was funny that I shared those thoughts. Like, something will come to you. But I think the hope, and I know you will, is to share those thoughts like you did today about the unassuming gifts that you got from challenging yourself, the better parent, the gratitude for the weed.
Well, how about the book? When did Break Proof become a reality?
Yeah, so that book came out in January of 24. So, right. And that was, talk about a mountain to climb. Friends, that's work. But yeah, that came out and that's been awesome. Just walking people through those different lessons that I learned. Probably the key one being big mountains take big teams. So if you set a big Everest-like goal, you better have a big team to help bring it to fruition because otherwise it's going to get hard fast.
Common themes.
Yeah.
What are the 7 strategies? All right. So team.
We're not going through all 7. They'll bore everybody. They need to buy the book.
Give us the
you can't spoil
the next under team.
Where can people get the book?
Yeah, so it's available on Amazon right now. So feel free to buy it there. I have it on my website. Or you can DM me too. I have some copies at the house that I sign and send to people. But I think one of the other concepts is believe in things others say can't be done, and just really understand. Believe in things others say can't be done.
What?
The can't word was in
can't,
there.
I know.
We have to call out even
the
the
light
most
bulb was going to come off.
Gracious guest. We have to get called out. But you know what? It's time for a break. Jen, can you stick around a little bit longer?
Sure. Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more of Jen Drummond on the man, in this case, woman, in the arena. We'll be right back.
she started to choke on a piece of candy.
She wasn't breathing.
Then Ray reached for the LifeVac, and it saved her.
She could have easily died that day. A LifeVac saved her life. What I would say is don't need a LifeVac and not have it. Have a LifeVac and hopefully never need it.
Recently, the American Red Cross has added anti-choking devices as an option when standard protocol fails or is not feasible.
Go to lifevac.net or call 877-543-3822.
Welcome back to the Woman in the Arena. Tonight's guests, Jen Drummond, and we've been just enthralled with the stories of her supermom, mountaineer, and also I wanted to touch on entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what have we seen you on Shark Tank?
I wish. I want to be one of the judges. So let's put that into the atmosphere.
Okay, let's do it.
You were.
I may see Mark Cuban this weekend. So
There you go. You put me in that little lineup.
Never know. You
Never know.
So what type of businesses have you
Yeah, so I went to college to become a doctor because in my town, that's the only person that made money. And so I thought that's what I would do because I like to help people and whatever else. My chemistry teacher told me that I was not cut out for such a career because I didn't like the library and I didn't know one person's name in my classroom. So then my business law teacher said, well, of course you don't belong in there. Like, get into finance. You have a personality for people. And so I had started a career in investment management. And then I got into institutional investment management. And thank God, because I'm expensive and I know how to manage money or I'd be in big trouble. And then I kind of hired myself out of a job so I could be home with the kids.
Now, do you feel, I think that in our world, I didn't go into air freight because I had a mission or I went because I used to drive a truck and then I did everything else and I learned the business.
Proximity, right?
Yeah. But I think the drive and determination were equal. It was actually really difficult business. But do you feel that your next venture will have kind of more heart and soul to it?
Oh, 1,000%. Like I think your first one is to get your foundation. And then once your foundation is created, now all of a sudden you can be like, okay, how do I do this impact play or how do I leave legacy or where can I have impact that helps others? Because the financial card's taken care of. So it's less of a how much can you accumulate?
You asked me this on your show, and I think this is and I gave you the answer. And I said, legacy, right?
Legacy.
That guy went in his garage and made that and changed the world. It's not me, right?
Right.
You have a similar thought / potential. It's not Jen Drummond did that. There was a mom of 7 who went out and climbed the mountain. There was a mom of 7 who took on these challenges. I can do it. Do you feel that way?
Yes, I feel that way inside and out. I feel somebody else would have taken the calling if I didn't. And that
I don't know about that, but
I don't know. I feel like I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm in for the assignment. Like, sign me up. I'll learn the things and do the things and let's make it happen.
Well, when I was with Ben Carson, I said when I meet God, there's 2 questions. Why me and why so hard?
Exactly.
The only time
why didn't I like bonbons and watching movies? Like, how did I miss that DNA card?
Why me and why so hard? But the legacy part is, another venture that you're going to go in and be amazing at is not us. It's the spirit, the lessons, the helpfulness to others that come about from what we did. We don't need a statue in the park. We need to hear that conversation someday that says that guy or that girl, that mom, that guy did that. Not us. It's that it can be done.
Yeah, that it can be done.
And I think it's important that the lessons of it come out, right? Mm-hmm. I think that, today, just hearing what, how it made you a better parent, and made you think differently is a good fending off for the fear. I can't do that. I'm afraid. I don't know. I'll lose my job. I'll go broke. I'll eat cat food. All right, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
There's the cat food again.
Is there cat food on every episode?
No. I haven't heard cat food yet.
No?
That's the first time.
All right.
First time we've heard
breakthrough here in the arena.
Yeah. Get sued, I've heard.
Yeah, get sued. Yeah. We've heard that a lot.
And we also haven't heard a duh, because that's customary.
I gave her a duh the other day.
What was harder, climbing the mountain or writing the book?
No, writing the book.
7 kids.
Writing the book was harder.
Writing the book is harder
there's
because
7 kids we get. That's hard.
That is a tough question for a
the
person
7
like-
kids are the hardest. But the reason why writing a book is hard, because like a mountain, you start at the bottom and you know, like, okay, eventually if I just keep climbing up, I'm going to hit the top. When you're writing a book, you're paying attention to like what details do you leave in so someone can follow along? What details do you take out so it doesn't slow them down so much they get bored? So you're balancing this cadence of another human that you're not. You're trying to explain something to them that they'll never really probably experience. So how can they relate to that? And then you're trying to work at this pace so that when they take it in, they're like, yeah, I learned something. I'm satisfied. I want to read more. So there's just so many components to a book on this white page.
I didn't
that
really
you-
these things.
It's hard.
I told the story about talking a kid into throwing a rock and hitting the guy in the head. It wasn't that complicated.
Well, it was all yeah.
Catching a marshmallow.
You weren't. So you're saying you weren't worried so much about the listener?
Yeah, probably
Or the
wasn't.
reader.
But I do appreciate that insight for my next book. I wrote another story today.
No kidding.
Yeah, coming home on the plane about a rainbow that I saw that ended that I didn't go see. So she inspired me.
Yeah. Is there another book?
There is definitely another book, right?
Yeah.
Because your first one, you learn so much and you're inefficient and it's horrible and it's sideways. And then all of a sudden you
got
start
stuff.
thinking in a writer or an author and you're like, oh, I have so many more stories to share, just like art does to like get messages out.
Yeah.
Had to
There's a
stick
great
that in
there's a
there.
great quote from The Odd Couple that said, I hate writing, but love having written.
Yes.
And he attributes it to, but it's Oscar. It's Oscar Madison.
Right.
He says it about another author who I can't remember. So if
He was
anybody,
a writer.
any Odd Couple aficionados out there,
Yes,
he was
getting
a sports
fewer. I
writer,
think we're
but he
getting,
was trying to write a book and he was stuck
right.
in the mountains. It was tough for him. But I always remembered that. I hate writing, but love.
You ever see the movie?
Do you love having
Belushi?
written?
What
Yes.
is it?
He's a
Continental Divide.
Continental Divide.
You ever see that? You're too young.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're older
Kind of
fellas.
a writer in finding himself in the mountains, and I always was intrigued both from Into Thin Air,
Yeah.
and it's in my book that's something I suggest people read. Just the will, there's some tremendous will in that book, and Shackleton too.
Yeah. That one
endurance.
is amazing.
Yeah, and to kind of bring this back together, those are inspired me.
Yep.
Perseverance, survival, right? The ultimate perseverance, that refusal. Beck Weathers climbing down, he's dead, and he pops in the tent. Hey, what's up, bitches? Well, I don't
We
know
can
if he
say
said
that, by the way. We've cleared bitches. It's
goes
okay.
back to our motorcycle trip.
Yes.
But
So I mean, so many great stories, and you say like right now it's a period of time where the family can exhale and know that Jen's going to be around.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
no, I don't know
future.
about that, but she's gonna.
I mean, I'm gonna go climb
Yeah,
Mont Blanc in May or April of next year, but that one's not that
I
dangerous.
knew that was coming.
Yeah. Reminds me of Brian. Tells me he's taking a break from writing
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Our friend Brian Kilmeade's writing books. He's prolific, and he said he was going to take a break because everyone always asks what's
Right.
next, and he just signed a 3-book deal, and he's already writing on Danger Zone.
Oh, cool.
Crazy. Yeah. Sequel.
Hey, thank you, and
Thank you.
I really hope that you come on as what's that word?
Contributor.
Thank you.
A woman in the arena
Maybe
contributor
we could, when we have
can draw on
something-
the inspiration.
I
and that
love
could be
this.
pop-in stuff, because you have so much wisdom to share that it really would be useful to the people that
Perfect.
they get to hear you. So I'm super grateful for you coming on. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your candor and some really great insight. It was just amazing.
You said it
Is that
best.
good?
Yeah, that's
And I
awesome.
didn't even write that.
That was unwritten.
Unwritten.
I got
Off the cuff.
something down.
Amazing.
No, off the cuff is best. So Jen,
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us. Jen Drummond, everyone. Get her book,
Thank you, dear. Yeah.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
I'm a little hungry.
Her breakfast book.
Break Proof, 7
Go to
strategies to build
McDonald's, get Big
resilience and
McMuffin.
achieve your life goals. And you'll get breakfast tomorrow morning. I promise. Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right back with more sentence fragments.
Oh,
from Rick
Jen,
Fatscher.
listen up. Oh, we lost her. She wanted to hear this story.
Yeah, we'll be right back after
You know
more
what
of this.
Ray's talking about?
No.
Oh, it's a good one. I'm Arthur Lee, CEO and inventor of LifeVac, a simple choking rescue device that saved over 4,000 people. 13 years ago when we came up with LifeVac, the design was to be safe and simple. You simply push and pull. There's a vent system, so when you push it down, the air will go out the side. There's a ball valve that locks when you pull it up. With any success, it's going to be copies. And normally that's the way to do it. Now, LifeVac is FDA registered manufacturer in New York. A lot of these products, and this is one of the most popular ones, is made in China. But the real problem, it's about $10 to $15 cheaper. If you put your finger over this, you won't be able to push it down. Now, I understand money's money, but this is someone's life at stake. So if you bought this, make sure you practice and don't put your thing. If you put it like this or like this, it won't work, and your loved one's going to die. I understand to buy a cheaper product, but you have to also remember when you buy a cheaper product, you get a cheaper product, and someone's life is at stake. So if you're thinking of buying it, make sure you understand you cannot do it this way. And two, if someone you love owns this, make sure that when they use it, they have the wherewithal in panic situations not to cover this vet with their phone. Strictly a PSA. Obviously, I hope you buy a LifeVac because I know it's good and I know it works because I made it and it lasts forever. But if you do go with this, please be careful. $10 is my life mistake. Thank you.
Welcome back to The Man in the Arena. Tonight, of course, we say the woman in the arena because Jen Drummond has been with us and telling us her stories, her path. It's just really incredible. Also, I mean, there's a lot of common things. We're not talking about mountains with you, Arthur Lee, but we're talking about a near fatal car accident, kind of changing the trajectory.
But I mean, in my book, there's a subtle nature of suicide prevention. And I think that sharing that the most horrible things don't necessarily mean an end. And, for me, I wanted it. I would have, but I had compassion for my mom, and I'm grateful now that 5,000 plus people are alive. But that's a subtle
underlying
example.
Message.
Yeah.
And,
but like she had going so many great stuff.
Right. But going from, and I don't know, we didn't talk to Jen Drummond about how the darkest times were, but she certainly changed. But for you, there's survival and then there's changing the world.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference there.
But I think that for me and my side, that there is hope that if you can survive, right? You just put it off, like she said, when she wanted to quit, take another step. That it's amazing what can happen. Like, you can't say, hang in there, buddy, chin up, you're going to be okay. That makes you want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Right. But if you can see it and I don't highlight it, I'm hoping it comes out, that it allows people to take one more step, because you don't know. And then people like her and me that it made it through and did something, there's a lesson. Right? The painful as it is, there's a lesson. And the beginning, I was talking about awe and the pain, right? You don't prance up a mountain.
No.
She's carrying a 7-pound rock sack. She made it seem relatively painless, but I walked down the block with that mountain pack on. I'm going to pass out. So there was a lot of pain to achieve that. There was a lot of pain in my life to persevere.
Physical pain, emotional pain.
Yeah.
No
but
doubt.
Light at the end of the tunnel, the potential for awe.
Potential for awe. What's awe-inspiring to me? Maya Priebe.
Yes.
Maya Priebe. And light at the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of our show.
Yeah.
Is Mr. 3000. Did you like that segue, Ray?
That was great. Great intro there. That was perfect. And men of the arena, ladies of the arena, LifeVackers all the way around. How's everyone doing tonight?
I got to go have a cup of coffee with him last week? I don't even know where my
last week. Yep, last Friday.
Awesome. Just me and him.
I'm glad that you guys got together. Not so surprised with the coffee. Pretty much all he has.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So but we got some I'm gonna go ahead and throw a prediction out there. We are 60 days away from the number 3000. Well, 1 year from October 20th. when I save my daughter, we are 60 days away. I'm predicting 4,820 saves.
Nice.
That's,
Now, how many
that's
was
gonna be
that
the
be
number.
from when she was saved to that day?
1,820 for the year.
We'll have saved 1,820 in your bold prediction.
That is my prediction.
What's the date?
October 20th.
Okay,
All
we
right.
got to make that.
That's another
I think
contest.
we should have him on. If
Donna's
he's right,
gonna lose her mind.
no, we're dead.
Another contest.
We're dead. Oh,
That's
God.
going to be a good one. But, here we are, 305 days from me saving my daughter Maya, and we are 1,548 saves in, giving us a grand total. Bobby, do we have a screen? Let's throw that number out there.
Got it.
For those of you listening home, we're seeing the screen of LifeVac total lives saved, 4,547 lives saved, 2,700.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
imagine if his prediction.
And there's been an additional save, folks. That number is one off. We are 4,548 saves.
Well, we haven't saved while we were on.
We had a save apparently because that number
He goes
is
right
one
to
off.
the hub. He gets it right from Donna. We
Well,
don't even know
That's
that.
one of the benefits of being on every week.
He's so cool.
He gets it
He's
right
got all
from
that back end.
right straight through from Donna.
That's
Donna,
right.
Ray,
you should always
I'm
say, Donna
excited
Geisley,
for today's
Angel.
I'm excited.
Today's highlight.
Listen
Wow.
up, everyone. This one that got me this
Wow. This is a great one. Here we go.
You know this
My
one?
brother was eating rice and hiccuped, and it got stuck. He tried to wash it down with some Diet Coke, which made it worse. He ran to the sink and was spitting up Diet Coke trying to breathe, but couldn't even cough. I told him to lay on the ground as I grabbed the LifeVac from the top of the refrigerator and pumped twice, and then he started to breathe. He coughed and rolled on his side. This truly saved my brother's life. I'm so grateful for your product. I'm so scared to think what could have happened if I didn't have it. I met Arthur and his daughter on a LifeVac commercial set as I was doing makeup last year. I told him I always wanted to get one for my 2-year-old son, but I hadn't yet. He gave me an extra one that he had with him that day. I am forever grateful. After hearing about how wonderful of a product this was, all he wanted was to save lives and have it everywhere. I always have it on standby in the kitchen, and today was the day I needed it. I still can't believe it. Thank you, Arthur. I hope this message reaches you personally. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Words truly don't explain how grateful I am to your kindness that day.
That way, me and Jackie filmed the commercial.
Wow.
And I gave it to her. Obviously, they tend to do that.
You do that.
But that saved her life. And I texted Jackie this morning. I said, this starfish is okay. Right?
Wow.
You know that
Made a
one, right?
difference.
With throwing the starfish back as many
I
as
do.
you can.
Yep.
So when I sent it to her this morning and I sent that and she was impacted too, we were there. And what beautiful words, and I think if you take it deeper, we never know what our kindness can do. Right. And in my book, I talk about waving to the person who was going to commit suicide and change that direction. So I just thought it was cool. Me and Jackie made the commercial and we gave one and the makeup lady saved it.
Since you opened up before about, a dark time in your life, was there anyone that you remember besides Uncle Roger that made that difference for you, may have waved or said something at the right time?
Everyone was so afraid of me because, I was the guy. It was very odd. It was a very almost lonely. Still is to some extent because I'm lucky I never met anyone that had that happen, but it was very lonely to some extent. And it was all out of, I think, fear. No one wanted to bring it up, wanted to be gentle to me. It was an interesting time.
No doubt.
It's funny that you say that because that brings up two topics right off the bat. Number one is how many people stop to help people?
Right.
You said it in your account. I remember.
A lot of cars drive by. Very few people stop to help. You know, and during my incident with my daughter, I was fortunate to have two people stop to help. And again, that act of kindness, how far does that go with people? That impact. I'll never forget those people.
Right.
They stopped.
Yeah. And I think that's a part of LifeVac. A lot of people get it because they do want to be able to help others. We had a baseball game the other day, like 3 people went running to their cars.
Yeah.
But those are the people.
Mm.
Yep,
More
absolutely.
LifeVackers, thanks to you.
It's beautiful to see.
Well, before I get out of here, I got one more thing for you. LifeVac. Better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. The life you save could be your own, could be a stranger, could be a family member. Who knows? Just get a LifeVac. Love you guys. God bless and good night.
That's right. Thank you.
Go get him, Ray.
He's so good.
Wow, he's a good egg. And we're going to see him. We see him every week.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing for us. You know, what an incredible conversation that we had with Jen Drummond, a mom, a mountaineer, and a living example of what it means to step boldly into the arena. Her story reminds us, right?
Right.
That the greatest summits aren't just found in the mountains, but in the challenges we face every day. If Jen's journey inspired you, share this episode with a friend who could use a spark of courage. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another story of resilience, grit, and there's that word grit again, and relentless pursuit of greatness. Until next time, keep showing
Good
up,
job,
keep
Fats.
fighting the good fight, and remember, the arena is where champions are made. And we'll see you next week
Way to go, Fat. That was
in
great.
the arena.
Yeah, baby.
Mike Rowe, take us out.
It's no joke when you choke, so get LifeVac and live. Without breath, there'll be death. So get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live.
LifeVac and live.